Excellencies, let me stand on the existing protocol because time has been fast spent. And I don't want to stand between you and your appetite. In the initial meeting of last year, I shared the MSME chapter that I developed for Lagos, which is now implemented in Africa. Secondly, I shared my own vision of how we need to move forward. And in this version today, I think my focus is on how do we hit the ground running. Because done a lot of talk. So many policies, so many things, but it's about hitting the ground running. And let me say one thing. We have to, as an Igbo community, think global, envision global, and act local. We have to act local because the challenge we are trying to face is how do we lift the Southeast geographical region. Because we are doing well globally, we are doing well in Africa, we are doing well all over Nigeria, but all of those do not translate to employment at home. They do not translate to lifting people out of poverty at home. So we have to do something to say how we have to put our resources where our mouth is. But the way I envision it is this: how can Southeast be to Africa what China is to the whole world? That is if you are thinking in the context of the African continental free trade. So how can we project ourselves to Africa and become to Africa what China is to the entire world? And I think no tribe, no state has the power or the potential to do just that more than the Southeast state. And I will also say, in envisioning this, look beyond Nigeria. We have to look beyond Nigeria. But as far as you would say, I spoke in his SSG, what's it called, the Summit Group. I laid the same challenge at the Summit Group, where I was saying to them, look, there are two things here, two agendas. We have trade in services and we have trade in goods. In trade in services, we are okay because all our banks are all over Africa. All our digital economy, we are digital champions of Africa, and our cultural and creative, they're all over the world. They didn't need government support as such. So when they come to trade in goods, just sort out the protocols for them and they will run. But when it comes to trade in goods, we haven't actually got things to export. Are you going to export raw materials? So what is it that we are going to export? I put the same challenge to Southeast our people. What are we going to export to the whole of West Africa? We're already doing things all over the world. We have diaspora, 17 million Nigerians and the diaspora bringing in over $24 billion. We know that. Part of our challenge is how do we move them into our strategy. So I want us to think about that. And what I put forward is this. The greatest challenge facing us as a nation, apart from all the nonsense the NDC have done to this country, and I always say it every day on the television, is that we have an import-dependent economy. And that is by design. Colonial design, even from 1945, we were conditioned to be an exporter of raw materials, and then they will process them and bring it for us to consume. To the extent that European Economic Partnership Agreement wanted 80% of our imports. So you don't even expect us to trade with other African countries, China, Japan. So no, it's we and them. And of course I said no, because when it came down to